Hi, my name is Dr. Scott Young, and today we're going to talk about the ReSound Quattro, custom, coming right up. So we've talked a little bit about GN ReSound as a company, and they have these cool hearing aids, and you saw this maybe before, but I'll show you just briefly what I wear. It's a red, can you see that red looking hearing aid? This is my receiver in the canal type of hearing aid. And it's just red because I've just shown people it's not that big a deal to wear. And I talked about how it's Bluetooth and hooked up to my ears, hooked it up to my phone. But did you know the same exact type of hearing aid can be in custom? So that's what I want to show you a little bit more about. So to give you a background on, I got to take this off to show you the other ones. To give you a little background on this, if you remember, you'll see my phone. And in my phone, what we can do, we can go in here and push noise controller. We could put speech clarity. Speech clarity is really cool if you're in a situation, for instance, at a church meeting or at a lecture and you can't really understand them as well, so you need to have them boosted up a ways. Now we also have this restaurant mode. So my hearing aid will say ding ding, and then I can click into the speech mode or the speech focus, excuse me, couldn't remember what that was. And then I can also do a noise controller. I can reduce down the volume, okay? All these things are completely available to me. And because it's NFL, NBA, hockey, NHL season, which I'm a huge fan of those three, I'm gonna also watch my games on TV. So I can actually adjust the volume of the game. I can turn it up or down depending upon what we want to do. I can mute the game while the commercials are on. Now it doesn't find my TV because it says, where the heck is the TV? It can't find it. Well, that's why it's not hooked up over here. It's hooked up at home. Which, by the way, is where you want that. I'm sure every wife who has a husband with hearing loss or vice versa will say the same thing. So, let me show you this. So now what we have, we can do that same technology, but we can do it in these things called Completely-In-the-Canal and an in-the-canal type of hearing aid. So that's the in-the-canal, and you'll see that it has a clear faceplate. And then I'll show you this one. I'll put that in my pocket. I'll show you the other one. Here's the Completely-In-the-Canal. Okay, so each of these, the Completely-In-the-Canal, what that will go into the ear, I kind of push it on in, and it's completely invisible. Now you can sort of see the wiring. If you look at my ears closer, you can maybe see the wiring like that. Okay. On this side, you're not going to see anything at all. You might even maybe see this little thing, but it would be like a hair. So one of the interesting things I've had with patients who have a Completely-In-the-Canal kind of thing is they go to the barber or they go to the sports clips, let's say. It's one good place that I like going to. And they will say, can we trim out the ear hair, excuse me. And they'll use their little thing and clip off the little string. So you have to be kind of careful. So really it's something you want to take off and set them down. Now, the in-the-canal hearing aid is just a slight bit bigger, and you'll see it in my ear. Kind of let you see that. It's a little bit bigger. Now this one has a little button, but did you notice that they're both in clear color? You see, I love putting on clear color. A clear face, a clear shell. It's not something that only I do. I don't know of anyone else really doing that. It's because I'm real picky, and I tell my manufacturers, hey, listen, you better make this with this kind of way. It doesn't matter what color you are. If you have light skin, really white skin, or you have very dark skin, it doesn't matter race, it doesn't matter any of that stuff, it's just gonna look great in your ear. And those are the two same options. But we can do this with a Bluetooth low power wireless like I was talking about. So just for the heck of it, because it's easier for me to hear with both of my hearing aids hooked up, there are things that I can do with my technology. I can go on and actually talk or listen, I'm listening to an audiobook here. I could go over here to podcasts and bring up anything I want to and listen inside of my hearing aids and stream the music. Here's the fun part. If I was in a situation where I'm listening to a podcast and a text message shows up, it will flip over to the text message. I can hear it go ding ding or whatever ringtone that happens. Now, at this date, it's October of 2013. So if you happen to watch this in the future, you're gonna think, what are you talking about? But today we have iOS 13.1.2, I think it is. And here's the thing that happens. The manufacturers or the Apple will create iOS 13. And then you have on the other side, GN ReSound or Starkey, or pick the other hearing aid manufacturer. And one of the things that happens is that iOS will create a change, then these guys have to catch up with the change. And then they report back to me, hey, dude, you messed this up. Oh, really? Okay, so let me fix that. So then they send the change out, and then the manufacturer has to come back and change it. So sometimes there is a little bit of delay. You see, we hear all the time about these online type of hearing aids where you can go buy hearing aids online. And this is something FDA is pushing through. And maybe in August, September of 2020, they will have the first online over-the-counter type of hearing aids. Now, by the way, online over-the-counter hearing aids have existed for a long time. The Lloyd's Hearing Aids Center, I think it was, or Lloyd's Hearing Aids, those have been around forever. The reality is, do you have an audiologist who knows how to pick up your phone and fix that for you? I'm telling you, the Apple Store people can't do this. I've seen 1 out of about 100 that could ever set this up for you. So we'll go in and set up your app for you, figure out why the phone is working, and I even had a patient who has a very severe or profound hearing loss. She works for a major carrier. Actually, she works for AT&T. Not giving that away. There's nothing bad about AT&T, okay? But one of the things that she said is that she gets text messages and phone calls all the time. She's in for a 30-minute appointment. I think she got texted 18 times. And I mean, I would have been frustrated with that amount. She goes, that's just my life. But she didn't want it to infect in her hearing aids or just kind of signal up to her. And so she wanted to signal in the phone. We found the answer. See, that's the kind of stuff that we'll find, and we can find that in the ITC or the Canal style one. We can find that on that little tiny Completely-In-the-Canal type of thing. We can do it on the RIC type of ones, and sometimes we even have behind the ear hearing aids. We're gonna do custom solutions to make it right for you. You're not like just anyone else. You can't walk around and, that's a TLC TV over there I bought it at Costco. That's great, but Costco's not gonna be able to show up and do the things that I would be able to do for you. And that's the reality that we can make for you. So just giving you a little bit of that, ReSound has got a cool hearing aid here. It has great abilities in noisy situations. It's something I very much recommend. It's not the only hearing aid that I recommend, but it's one of the better ones that we look at. So come and check us out, and you can see us at heartulsa.com, or you can even leave some comments on the bottom if you're wondering about things with the GN ReSound. Subscribe to us as well. Thank you so much.